Hi everyone, I welcome you all to the video log on financial model building process. So here it is a 7-step process where how to build a financial model. So the steps goes like this, starting from the entry of historical financial data, taking through analysis of historical performance, gathering assumptions for forecasting, and three-statement model, forecasting through three-statement model, future business risk assessment, performance and sensitivity analysis, and the last step being stress testing of the forecast. So here, how do we begin this model building? The first one is history of data. As I told you already in the financial model, where your data plays a vital role and the quantum of data can give you more accurate results on your input. So to do that, we need to consider a large quantum of data across various timelines, starting from when I do a three-statement analysis, always it's better to consider 10-year or 15-year statements to arrive at decisions for the future. So when you take up a larger variant of historical data, that can give us more scope of increasing the accuracy levels of the data. So the first one is take up a more historic financial data. Second one, analysis of historical performance. So when you consider a historical performance, when you take last 15 to 20 years, the consistency can be checked on season oriented and business cycle oriented. So when I have more season based business, you can see the historical performance continuously on the varying sales on the season based. If it is cyclical based, then probably your analysis can be stick only towards your a particular duration of one whole year. So your business falls as a seasonals or cyclicals. So that's the first level of analysis that would be end of your taking up historical data and the performance of historical data. And data meaning when you are considering the ratios, I need to have the current asset to current liability to calculate the liquidity ratio. So the current asset, current liquidity, current asset, current liability ratio for the last 50 be considered. Was it a consistent rise or consistent fall, or it has been maintained in the constant way? Leveraging ratio, debt to equity. Managing debt to equity is an important aspect of any organization where they can claim that they are the leveraging ability of the organization is good. So too much of debt is not good. At the same time, full equity can also be treated with not having tax exempting advantages. So thinking on those aspects, companies should be viable enough to handle the debt equity. So again, when you're taking a debt equity ratio, it has to be historically verified. So analyze the historic performance. The third step could be assuming certain forecasting assumptions. When I do the assumptions, I generally have basic assumptions like we had a COVID period. For example, 2019 to 22, we had a COVID. So I can assume that what would be my real-time forecast and how COVID has impacted the real-time forecast. So this could be a major assumption which I need to do when it comes to setting up the assumptions. Budgets, economic and monetary policies, all these statements are predominantly should be considered as an assumptions before we start doing the forecasts. Any of the economic policy reforms can create impact on the budgets or can create impact on the statements of the organization. So it's basically better to assume that these factors are not creating impact on the statements. The next one is forecasting through three-statement model, where I take income statement, balance sheet, cash flow, and fund flow statement. So these three statements can be used to assess the company's leveraging ability, liquidity, profitability in the organization. So that gives a clear picture on whether my assessment of the organization is it in the right track or it is getting deviated too much towards the other undefined factors. Future business assessment. When I run a business, I need to be very much clear about what could be the risk associated with my business. It could be possibly a systematic and unsystematic risks. Sensitivity analysis. Again, the basics of all the analysis. When one particular dependent variable is getting affected, how much it creates impact on your your dependency and independency of the variables. More the independent variable is having impact on your dependent variable, then your sensitivity is so high, so your model is prone to sensitivity. So better is always have a less sensitive model where you need not worry any of the other independent variables. So that's we call it sensitivity analysis. And the last step where we are stressing on the testing of the forecast. Once something forecast is done, I always try to test it to the real-time mean. So on the real-time scales, how much you're forecasting having deviations from the real-time value. That we normally call it as your beta, which is unsystematic risk. So this beta value can give a clear picture on whether your forecast is being done correct, or it has to be improvised with the um, um, statistical measures. So this we call it as a 7-step model for creating a model builder. Thank you all.